Right now, we're going to talk about the number one strategy to freedom as a physical therapy business owner. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Cash PT Lunch Hour podcast. This is your host, Aaron LeBauer. And today we're going to talk about the number one strategy to freedom and fulfillment as a physical therapist. The number one strategy to making more money, helping even more people, and doing it without working even harder. Okay, there's one thing that I've done. If there's only one thing that I've done, it's this. So, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe, click the notification bell, click subscribe, hit like. I think that'll be right here. And comment below and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions. Let me know your insights. It really helps. It's going to help you. It's going to help other people. And it's going to help me create more, better content for you. Here's the problem. You're doing everything yourself. You're by yourself. You think that this is got to be really hard. Here's the truth. There's a lot of hard work that goes into building a business. There's a lot of days where it's a grind. There's a lot of days where you have to wake up early, you go to sleep late. There's a lot of times where you're going to put off your relationships. There's a lot of times you're going to put off working out for another time. But it's absolutely worth every penny of it, because if you use this system I'm about to share with you, you put in the work once and you don't have to do it again. You just have to work hard once and then you can go work hard on something else. I'm not saying you never have to work hard again. But what I'm saying is most people think making more money means working even harder, because in your job, to make more money, you have to work harder unless you get a little bit of a pay raise. But if you want to make double the money, making, let's say, $100 an hour, and you work, I don't try to do some math, 40 hours a week, that's $100 an hour times 40 hours a week. That's $4,000 a week. If you want to make $8,000 that week, making $100 an hour, you got to work 80 hours. Anyone here have a parent that worked 80 hours a week? You know, you never saw them. So how can you be a good parent making $8,000 a week, working 80 hours a week, right? But that's not the truth. The truth is you need to learn how to work smarter, not harder. Like, it is hard work. And when you learn to work smart, you can put in the hard work once and get the rewards for years. So this is what I tell people about our mastermind program, is that it's designed to pay for itself. What you're going to learn is how to build your business so that the mastermind is paid for with 1 to 2 new patients a month, and you're going to learn how to put it on autopilot. So you learn how to generate 1 to 2 new patients a month on autopilot for the rest of your life. If one patient's valued at $2,000 over their lifetime, right? Because they come in by a 10-visit plan of care at $200 a visit. Now you can bring in one patient a month for the next 10 years. And that's, I'm just do a little math for you. So let's say one patient a month at $2,000 times 12 times 10 years, that's $240,000. Wouldn't you say that that's worth every penny? And like the coaching program doesn't cost $240,000. It costs a little bit less than 10% of that? But that's one patient per month. So how do you do that? Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. But do you see what I mean? It's like, so if you think long term and you can take a strategy and you can, like this strategy brings in easily 15 new patients to our clinic a month without me lifting a finger. Okay. So the other problem that you're probably having is like, I don't have any time. Like, Aaron, I've got kids, I've got another job, I've got, life happening. I'm getting married. I'm getting a divorce. I have a sick parent. Someone died. I've got X, Y, and Z coming up. I've got something coming up. Like, there's conditions and excuses, and I'm out of time. I just don't have time to do that. You do have time. You just have to make time. And it's what you do in that time. Like, your time is precious, right? I had someone tell me recently that they just didn't have time. And I was like, well, how many kids do you have? And they're like, none. I was like, well, you got time. Because if you're a parent like I am, you know that when your friends who aren't parents are like, well, I don't have any time, you're like, right, you don't got any kids. You got plenty of time. It's just not a priority. So what do you do with your precious time? You don't go out, hustle, and grind. You build a system that allows you more time with your kids. This happened, one of my coaching clients from a few years ago in Platinum Mastermind, Jennifer McGowan, was like, Aaron, I got 4 kids and I want to grow my business, but I can't do it because, I'm by myself. I tried to hire someone to run these classes and it didn't work out. And we tweaked a few things. We tweaked some pricing and we cut out a Pilates program. And we changed it up and did something different with it. And we got her up to $20,000 a month without taking away time from her kids. Actually gave her more time with her kids. Meg Greco, very similar. Meg Greco started with me. She's got a home-based physical therapy practice. I think she was making, 6 figures, $130,000, $150,000 a year, something like that. Really good, working from home. And then over the last 2.5 years in the Platinum Mastermind, she's grossing over $450,000 a year. She's hired 2 other PTs, still at home, but she gets out of work now at 2:30 to see her kids every afternoon. She's got even more time with her kids, and now she's got more time to work on building a online course in business, helping other physical therapists create cash practices out of their home. And there's multiple people that we've done this with who are busy. Like, I'm busy too. I just been training for a 100-mile bike ride in the desert. Julie Lee is one of our mastermind members who, over the course of 3 years working together, trained to climb Rainier, then Denali, and then I think in Chile it's called Aconcagua, I think it's the peak. And these aren't like day hikes. These are hikes where you got to go spend 3 weeks doing it. And it takes a lot of training to do that. And she built a cash practice outside of Seattle doing over $20K a month by herself, seeing 4 people a day, with time to train, time to hang with her daughter and her husband. We can go on and on. But there's one strategy that everyone's used to create more income and more freedom, and that's automations, and specifically email automations. Okay, and everyone's like, oh, I saw someone today on Instagram. It was like, sign up for my email list in case something happens and my account gets shut down or something. I was like, and I promise not to spam you. I'm only going to email you once, maybe twice a month, unless it's launch season. And I was like, okay, great. But guess what? Once, maybe twice a month, that's not enough, and it's not a bother to people. But the idea is that I'd be bothering you if I emailed you. But so the sign-up link was just subscribe to my newsletter, and it didn't even say what I was going to get or how I was going to benefit. It didn't tell me, what's the free thing that I'm going to get? We're talking someone with, tens of thousands of followers on Instagram who should have more people on their email list than you do Instagram followers. I've got more, I've had more email addresses than Instagram followers for years, because followers aren't dollars, email subscribers are. And if all of a sudden you're like, Aaron, yes, but email is spam, well, it's because you're reading emails from the wrong people. Or you've got a problem that you don't want to be solved. Or maybe you're reading my emails and going, oh, Aaron just sends too many emails. That's fine. Just unsubscribe from my email list. But it'd be funny if you thought that and yet you're still listening to this podcast. Because the emails are all about giving you the information that you asked for. Right? So think about that for a minute. What are you willing to do to help the people who've asked for your help? Who can't walk into your clinic, who can't walk in your door? How are you going to reach them? Are you going to talk to them once a month maybe? Or are we going to, try to figure out how do we get in front of them so that they don't schedule that MRI next week and end up getting surgery for, I don't know, like a partial rotator cuff tear or like an irritated meniscus? They can go through physical therapy. One of my clients, Brandon Smith, helps people renegotiate their salaries in home health. That's one of the things he helps them do. And he helps people, he's got a course that's like $1,000, and he helps people make an extra $20,000, $30,000 a year. And for that $1,000, you get 10 CEUs. It's just like a no-brainer offer. And that's the course that we pitched when he first started working together with me in the Platinum Mastermind that helped him make $40,000 in 1 week through emails. We sent a bunch of emails, and he said, should I send some more? And I was like, how much money do you want to make? And he was like, well, I said, okay, send more emails. And we did. And did some people get upset? Maybe, but more people got helped than got upset. And the people who get upset aren't your customers. And if anything, there's two things about that. I'm going to say, if anything I say triggers you in any way, that's an internal thing. It's not an Aaron thing, and that's fine. Like, I don't say a lot of triggering things, but geez, if email triggers you, well, that's an internal thing. Maybe you're not my customer, and that's totally okay with me. Gosh, I don't even do a very good job of turning away people who aren't my customers. Brandon does. John Russin does. Garrett J. White does. I mean, there's a lot of people that do that. What I want you to know about this is that to make more money, to help more people, you don't need to work longer hours. You need to work smarter. And one of the ways you work smarter is by automating the things that you do every day. So sending thank you emails, sending an email that says, here's the free thing you signed up for. You need to automate these things. And gosh, the best way that I've done it is through email marketing. And it's a software that we built. It's called the PT Email Engine. This has allowed me to grow my business over this last summer when I wasn't actively actually working in the business. I was traveling a lot, hanging out with my family, riding my bike a ton. And it's the thing that's allowed me to step away in my business 5 or 6 years ago for 3 weeks when I went on a vacation. We drove the VW up to Wisconsin, and Derek and Sarah ran the clinic, and the clinic made more money without me there. It's allowed me to step back from my clinic. I mean, I don't even treat patients anymore, so I can help other PTs grow their businesses. I've helped launch thousands of cash practices, and I don't even know how many. All I know is we've put over 1,000 people in the Cash PT Blueprint and helped hundreds of people through the Platinum Mastermind make more money, help more people, and do it in a way that's meaningful to them without being micromanaged, without bowing to insurance companies and relying on physicians for referrals. This one strategy, you've got one automation, one email automation, you're listening, you've probably been through it, has brought in over $120,000 in the last 12 months. And I haven't done anything, I haven't done a live webinar for it, I haven't done anything to it other than do a live webinar October 2021 and automate the thing, and it's brought in over $120,000 plus. It's brought in more because some of those people have upgraded to Platinum Mastermind. Some of those people have bought PT Email Engine. I didn't even count all that stuff. All I know is that I've got one email automation sequence that brings me 6 figures a year without me touching it with my fingers or doing anything. That's pretty dope, isn't it? If I could do that for you, would you like me to help you with that? If I could help you do the exact same, do you think you'd be successful? Do you think you'd be happier right now? Like, what if like you're a business coach or you're a performance coach or you just coach people online, and how I could help you set up a 6-figure automated online stream of revenue? I mean, I've done that with dozens of people already. Brandon just messaged me yesterday. In the last year, so 2021 compared to 2022, he's grown his Patreon from $20,000 a year to $127,000 in 2022, and 2022 is not even over yet. We're only just in the beginning of November at the time of this recording. So he's going to have made more than $105,000, maybe $110,000. I don't know what his monthly is, maybe another $20,000 more this year over last year, just with that one stream of revenue. And that's not even his course. That's just his monthly membership programs in his inner circle. Jenny, we did that. She's got a webinar. She's got like a travel therapy webinar and automated sequence. She helps people place PTs. She's got a lot of affiliate income. She sells another course on how to launch an online business and like a telehealth practice as well. And took her from making $4,000 to $5,000 a month to over $30,000 months consistently in just 2 years. So, and there's many others, stories like that. This is the one software. So PT Email Engine is the one software and system that's helped me more than anything else build $1 million business. Like I've got I've put $1 million through a funnel that's the cashptchecklist.com funnel. And that's $1 million. And that was as of 2 years ago. I generate over $1 million a year in the coaching business. And I don't work 80-hour weeks. look, I work and I think about work, and sometimes it's hard not to think about work. But I don't work as much as my dad did. My dad was a cardiologist, and he worked like 80 to 100 hour weeks easily when I was younger. It's called the PT email engine. And why? Well, I started with a bunch of other things, but I had some mastermind members ask, like, how can you help me do this email thing and make it easier? And I was like, okay, let me write out some sequences. Let me set things up. And so we created a template for our mastermind members, and they loved it. And then last year we started making it available to the public. For clinic owners, Veronica Wetzel sent out a couple emails and brought in $6,000 right away from her patient list in her first month working together with us in Platinum Mastermind. Jordan Williams brought in over $7,200 in patient revenue, plus a dozen 5-star reviews, like July 2020, when no one wanted to go to a clinic. I know Joe Gambino took his email list from 200 email subscribers to over 2,000 this year. And you know, he's got a lot of Instagram followers. And I was like, Joe, we need to figure out how to get people on your email list so we can sell more courses on the back end and coaching programs. So that's a little bit about the software. So let me just tell you about how it works. Like, okay, so you opt into a webinar or a free ebook, and it sends you the automated email. But you know what it can also do is when a patient opts into, let's say, a free total body diagnostic, it can send a notification to my front desk staff to call the patient. You can do some really cool stuff. It can tell, if you visit my website, it can send you an email. If you go to a checkout page and you don't actually buy the thing, it can send you an email. It can do so many really cool things. It can automate the process of you getting into a webinar, and then it can follow up with you when the webinar is over. You know, for the webinars, you need to use, I use Webinar Jam, and that helps trigger some of these things. You can also create custom audiences for Facebook ads. So if you are not very active on my email list, you can be in one audience. If you're very active in my email list, you can be another. If you're a Platinum Mastermind member, you're in an audience there, so we can either include you or exclude you. There's so many more powerful things that this does that we don't even use it for. So that's the software. Let me share with you the strategy. What you're going to do is you're going to take what you're already doing and you're going to automate it based on actions that your prospects take and time delays. So you download the thing now, but in 2 days, I'm going to send you another email. 2 days later, I'll send you another one. Jennifer may opt in today and John may opt in 3 weeks, but they're going to get the same series of emails with the same time delays. Hopefully that makes sense. In that way, I can automate this so that my back pain ebook brings us, I haven't even calculated this. It's a little harder to calculate because I go to a couple different places. We got to manually calculate, but it brings me in $100,000 a year easy. This email sequence for our back pain ebook, because people go download it and they get on our email and then they become a patient. They apply for a total body diagnostic. So even just that is a 6-figure business. So if you're like, Aaron, I want to, I'm struggling to make $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, in my cash practice. Like, what do you need to do? You probably need to automate your prospects and new patient onboarding sequences. Some of the things that our mastermind members do is we create an irresistible offer. We add an application funnel to their website, which is what patients go through to request a total body diagnostic or a opportunity to talk to a PT. They're applying to work with us. And those use automated email sequences. And if they apply but don't come in for a visit, they get a different follow-up than if they became a patient. What we did is we took what we were already doing manually in person and we automated it based on the actions of our customers and prospects. Here's the big 30,000 foot view strategy. You have to give to get. So let's say you want to build an audience. Well, with an in-person clinic, one of the fastest ways to do that is to go around and do workshops at local businesses and in your own business and meet people. But you also need to build expertise and build an audience locally, like through the internet. But if you want to do an online coaching, helping other PTs or helping patients, really, like, you can do some locally, but you just really have to put out a ton of content so people see you and build an audience. They start to trust you, right? You have to give to get. So you give more than, if you give more than you take, you're going to get more than you gave. right? You have to build an audience and create a proven offer so they come on your email list. You have to have a proven offer, like the 5 steps to fix back pain in 30 days. I don't know. Or the three reasons your knee hurts and why you don't need an MRI. These can be videos. These can be checklists. You can give them out for free, and it has to be something valuable that people want. What is it like, for an online business? I'm trying to think I think Jess has a travel therapy packing list or something like that. It was like all the things you need to take with you on your next assignment, right? There's something like that. I've got a Cash PT checklist. I think she's got a travel therapy toolkit or something. Something like that. Anyways, I'm just trying to give you guys examples of what people have and what you can do with this. You have to be able to give more value for free than you think you should, right? What's valuable? Something that starts to solve a problem or helps people identify that they have a problem. You need to build an audience, and not just as followers. You really need to build an audience of readers of your emails. So you want to send out emails regularly. So not once to twice a month. You need to send out emails once a week. And sometimes I don't know if I do as good of a job with that as I could, but we've automated a lot of it. So there's a weekly email that goes out about the podcast. There's a weekly email that goes out, sharing one of our latest videos. Then if you get on my email list through one of our things, you're going to get a series of emails up to a certain point. I could do a better job at writing live emails every week, but I've got an ADD brain, and a lot of times I forget. I've got a lot of other things going on, and it's like, okay, how do I stop and give you guys an update about what's happening? But that's just one strategy for email. It's called like the Seinfeld series. So you just write about what's going on, okay? But I give a lot in a lot of the ways that are easier for me, and that's doing video, audio, really creating videos. And that's why I created the Cash PT Blueprint a long time ago. I was like, well, I could write a book on this, but I'm better at doing videos and better at public speaking. So that's the kind of content that I gravitate towards. You may like writing and writing copy, and I feel like I do a really good job, but I'd rather get on a video than sit and write. But Nick Essempler does Nick's Picks, and he sends out a weekly email with his picks for exercises and nutrition and supplements and things like that. Okay, you create your proven offer, all right? You set up an automated sequence of emails like, thanks for downloading the book, and I'm going to set up an automated sequence of at least 4 or 5 emails introducing you, giving you the thing you asked for, introducing you to me, talking to you about the problem, offering you a solution, and ascending you up to the next level. Because if you got the free thing, then I know you probably want the paid thing. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to get it. And a lot of people won't take it, and that's fine. But just because 100 people won't take it, if 2 do, and it radically changes their lives, then it's my ethical obligation to offer it to 102 people, so 2 people take it. Or maybe say, offer it to 100, 98 people say no, and 2 people say yes, and it changes 2 people's lives. And if what you have to offer can change at least one person's life, drastically or radically, then it's your ethical obligation to keep making offers to the other 99 people so you can find that one person in 100 or one person in 1,000 whose life you're going to radically change. So you need to make offers. It's called creating a call to action. This is what I want you to do next. So call to action right now is, if you're already resonating with this, number 1, comment below the video, whether it's on YouTube live, and let me know what's been most helpful for you about this. If you're listening on iTunes, screenshot this, put it up as an Instagram story, and tag me and put like your insight in like the caption. Right? That's a call to action. Do it. Share it with me. Let me know. Okay, so you can do that for people. Another call to action would be like, hey, if you've already realized you need PT email engine, or you're using something like MailChimp and it doesn't quite do what you know it needs to do, and you want to get my pre-written sequences, go to ptemailengine.com and grab it. It's $1. You need to send out emails on a regular basis and give your prospects and suspects and customers what they've asked you for, which is help solving their problem. Your clinic, a couple easy things to do is, let's say you have a clinic, and then I'm going to tell you what a couple easy things to do if you have an online business or coaching program. Number 1, you have a clinic. You need 2 offers on your website. You need an offer for free information, whether it's a free video or free lead magnet or ebook. And when I say ebook, I don't mean a 400-page book with references. I mean a 2 to 10-page PDF document that helps people navigate through the first, 4 or 5 steps of identifying they have a problem that physical therapy can solve and what to do when they realize they have a problem PT can solve, which is call you. Okay? We're going to be a 3 to 5 minute video doing the exact same thing. You need some free information. You need to collect their name and email, maybe their phone number. When you ask for phone numbers, you're going to get less opt-ins. Number 2, the second thing you need on your front page of your website is an opportunity to talk to you on the phone or visit you in your clinic. And this is not a book now button or schedule here button, because no one wants to book now or schedule. They want information. So you want some kind of button that's like inquire about cost or ask about, availability, or talk to a physical therapist first, talk to a PT, maybe even schedule a total body diagnostic. If you look at my website, LeBauerPT.com, you'll see I have 3 of those. But there really is just 3 reasons to click on the same page. And that's the application funnel. Please don't go apply to my clinic and fill up our email inbox. If you want that application funnel, I give it to you free when you enroll in the PT email engine. So you could see that for $1. Otherwise, my team's going to be calling a bunch of people who don't live in Greensboro. But you need an opportunity for people to request more information to talk to you and talk to you on the phone, not just book now. Book now is one of the worst buttons or calls to action you could ever put on your website or Facebook page. Book now. The only people who are going to book now are the people that have been your clients before. And you shouldn't let people book on their own, really, unless you don't want to grow and you don't want to talk to people on the phone. Okay, if you have an online business selling online courses or coaching, you still need really pretty much both of these. You need that irresistible free offer, right? Something like the Cash PT checklist, or maybe it's a free webinar. You need an opportunity for people to talk to you about your high ticket thing. So that's an application funnel. Do I have that? A link directly to the mastermind on my homepage, aaronlebauer.com? No, but it's in there under products and courses. But I get people there through emails. I get people there through DMs and chats, and people do go directly to that page. But I'm not, the strategy I'm using isn't just get people on the call. It's get people to that page and self-select in and out. So it's a little different. We're using a 1-call close versus a 2-call close. A 2-call close, we would probably do that. I would have someone doing 15-minute calls. But that's getting a little more advanced, and I think I want to chat about, but you still need an application funnel. Because if you're going to talk to people, let's say you sell them a course. So this is one of the things that I do is you buy the Cash PT blueprint, and you can get an implementation call. And an implementation call is an additional $497, but it's a coaching call with me, where I coach you through some strategies and creating goals and plans. And then at the end of that call, there's an opportunity to work together in the Platinum Mastermind, which is different than if you go to the Platinum Mastermind page, cashptmastermind.com, and you apply. On that call, you can get a free call, and that's with that'll be with someone on my team, Jake or Jess or somebody else. And they'll do some similar things, but it'll be a little different. But anyways, what I was going to say is that when you sell a course, at the end of the course or in the course, you can give people an opportunity for a free call. I think it's something I've talked to Joe Gambino about doing, and I think he's done it. I just haven't seen it. Where it's like you get into the low ticket course, and then there's an opportunity to get on a call, or we've done this with people. It's like, hey, when we do a special, it's like, hey, we're going to sell a course. And then you get a free course. You also get a free strategy call included with the course, or a free total body diagnostic or something like that. And the whole reason we're giving that free thing is so that I can talk to you on the phone and evaluate what's going on and maybe move you into the next level up program, the high ticket program, the $500 to $2,000 a month program. And that's an application as well. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. The third thing is, if you're doing like online courses or coaching, you probably need some kind of like free webinar or free training. Because if you're going to get people into an online course and it's a bunch of video trainings with you, I would do a free training first to move them into the paid thing. That's what I do, and that's what I told you, brings in over 6 figures a year. plus people that get into that and move into the mastermind. I mean, it could be, I don't know, that could be $500,000 a year. I don't really know. Not everyone who comes in the mastermind does that course first, but a good chunk of people do. I think the number one thing I want to leave you with right now is that there's a way to do what you're doing in less time. To make more money, to double your income, or even 10x your income, you don't have to work 10x as hard or as much or as long. You don't have to work 10x longer. You actually have to know what you're doing, when to do it, and how to do it, and do it in the most efficient way. And one of the things that helps me the most about coaching is sometimes I'll call up Bedros and be like, B, I just need, I've got these two decisions, like help me make it. And in like 10, 30 seconds, decisions made, but I've been spending hours thinking about it, right? So instead of spending hours thinking about it, I can just go ask a question and I get that decision done in 2 minutes. And I can move on to the next thing, and I can go spend those next hours instead of thinking about, what to do. I can use it on creating content, like making podcasts like this. And one of the ways I've saved myself tons of time besides hiring an employee, the best employee that I've hired that I don't have to pay severance to when I fire them, if I ever do, which I probably won't. I don't have to pay taxes on. I don't have to micromanage or deal with any drama. Is this software called the PT Email Engine. So if you want to get it and try it out, you can get it for $1. It's just ptemailengineengine.com. You can do that. If you're listening to this and Black Friday is coming up soon, you could probably just wait till Black Friday because there'll be an even specialer deal coming out on Black Friday for PT Email Engine. So let me tell you that. You can go check it out now, but Black Friday, you're going to get an even specialer deal, including some extra programs that I know have helped people make an extra $5,000 in the first month of business, $5,000 a month forever, so look out for that. Just a little hint, wink, wink, all those things. But that's coming up soon. If it's after Black Friday and you're listening to this, just go to ptemailengineengine.com. It's $1. And you're going to get every bit of value out of that $1 as long as you are willing to do the work. Because if you're not willing to do the work, don't even go to the page. Because like I said, there's a lot of hard work to do up front, but the reward of having your time, having multiples of income, and multiples of impact in the people you can help with this software is absolutely worth it. It's worth every bit of effort you're going to put into it. You just got to be willing to put in the effort to learn something new that's not nearly as hard as neuroanatomy. I think that's it for right now. Thank you so much. Would love to know what you've learned, what's been most helpful for you about this. Please comment, please share, please send me a DM and let me know. It's the way that I know what helps. I know what you want to learn more about. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks so much. Peace out.